Today's Yerushalmi is Yerushalmi Brachos Daf Memches.
Shalom to all! Today's daf is Yerushalmi Brachos Daf Memches. We are starting Mem Zayin Amud Beis, about 2 lines up from the bottom with the words the base Rabbi Yanai, and in the Vilna Source daf it's Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph, the 8th wide line with those same words, the base Rabbi Yanai. And today's daf is sponsored Lili Nishmas Mars Miriam Sarah Basib Yaakov Maisha. Her neshama should have an aliyah. And the Mishnah told us of this field that Rabbi Chuni ben Hakana would say when he was walking into the base medrash and walking out of it. And we'll continue in the same vein with more tefillahs. The base Rabbi Yanai Amrin, the base medrash of Rabbi Yanai used to say, Hanar Mishnasai, someone that wakes up from their sleep, Tzarech Chloimer has to say, Baruch Atah Hashem Mechai HaMesim. And they continue this bracha with the following: Rabbi, my master, Chatasi Lach, I've sinned to you. Yi Ratzam Fanecha, Hashem Alakai, Shetiten Li, you shall give me Leiv to have a good heart. Mem Chesam Alf on the top, Chelek to have a good portion, Yetzer to have a good Yetzer, Sever to have good aspirations, Shem to have a good name, Ayin to have a good eye, V'nefesh to have a good soul, V'nefesh Shval of Ruach Nemucha, and a lowly soul and a humble spirit. Al Yischal Shem Chabanu. Don't allow your name to become profane through us. Al Tasenu Sicha B'fi Kol Abrias, and don't make us the topic of conversation among other people. Meaning, don't do something bad to us so that people are going to talk about it. V'al Tiachri Seinu Lahachres. Don't allow our achres, our end, to be destroyed. V'loisik V'seinu Lamapach Nefesh, and don't let our hope be the agony of the soul. V'al Tatzrichenu L'dei Matnos Basar V'Adam. Don't make us require the gifts of flesh and blood. V'al Timsum Zenesinu L'dei Basar V'Adam. Don't give our sustenance over to the hands of Basar V'Adam. Meaning, we should be self-employed, because when they give, it's very little. And the embarrassment suffered from them is a lot. Give us our portion in your Torah. With those that do your will, build your house, your hechol, your city, your mikdashcha, and your mikdash, speedily in our days. Rabbi Barva used to daven the following: you shall place in our hearts to do a complete tshuva before you, so we should not be embarrassed from our forefathers in Olam Haba. Rav Yudan and Rabbi Shmuel, Kavli la'amayre di yemar basar parshasei kain. Rav Yudan and Rabbi Shmuel, he instructed his Amayra, his spokesperson, should say this after he explained his shir. And Rav Tanchon bar Iskol Stiko Matzli, he would daven the following: Yehi ratzum fnecha Hashem l'kai v'lekai v'zai shetishbar v'tashbis ula shel yitzahar m'libenu. You should break and destroy the yoke of the yitzahar from our hearts. Shekach barasanu, for so you have created us l'aseh tzayincha, to do your will, v'anu chayavim l'aseh tzayincha, and we have to do your will. Ad chafetz v'anu chafetzim, you want us to do so, we would like to do so. Umi ma'akivin, who holds us back? Sa'ar sheb'isa, the sa'ar in the dough. Who's that referring to? The Yetzahara. Galav yidol f'necha, it's revealed and known before you. She'en banu kayach lamed by, that we don't have any kayach strength to stand up to it. Eli yiratzim f'necha Hashem l'kai v'lekai v'sai. It should be your will, shetash b'yiseu me'aleinu, that you should remove it from us. V'tachni ehu, and humble it. V'nasser tzancha kirtzonenu b'leiv shalem. Then we'll be able to do your will, like with our will, with a full heart. And Rabbi Yochanan have a matzah. Rabbi Yochanan would daven the following: you should cause to dwell in our lot. Ahava ve'achva, love and brotherhood, shalom v'reos, peace and friendship, and cause us to succeed at realizing our ultimate goal and hope. And you should increase our borders with Talmidim, and we should rejoice in with our portion in Gan Eden, and acquire for us a good heart and a good friend. And we should wake early and find our heart's desire, and may the fulfilling of our needs be pleasing before you. Now, just concluding our explanation of the Mishnah, of Nechoni ben Hakana had said, when I leave on Yunaisin Hadaya al Chalki, I give thanks for my chelek. And Amar of Avan, he explains the Kel Shechalak Li Deo Ma'asatayv, to the God that apportioned to me wisdom and good deeds. And moving on to a brand new halacha Gimel, the Mishnah says, Rabbi Gamliel says, the B'chol Yom Adam Espal Shmona Esrei, every single day a person has to daven Shmona Esrei, which is 18 brachas. Meaning the text of his tefillah is 18 brachas. Rabbi Shua says, Me'ain Shmona Esrei, it's only Me'ain Shmona Esrei, a shortened version of Shmona Esrei. It doesn't have to be all 18 brachas. Rabbi Kiva says, Im Shkur Tefillah B'Fev, if this person's tefillahs are very smooth in his mouth, he's not going to mess up when he davens, Mispal Shmona Esrei, he should say all 18 brachas. But if not, Me'ain Shmona Esrei, then he could say a shortened version of these 18 brachas. The Gemara asks, V'lam Shmona Esrei, why 18 brachas? So we're going to have 5 different answers. So Rishon Levi Amar, he says, Keneged Shmona Esrei Mizmayres Shekasim Rosh Hashanah Tehillim Ad Yan Chashem B'Yom Sarah. The 18 18 brachas are corresponding to the 18 mizmaros of Tehillim that are from the beginning of Tehillim all the way to Kapitel Chaf, which is Yanchu Hashem B'Yom Tzara. And in Yom L'Cha'adam, if a person is going to tell you Teisha Esrehain, there's 19 mizmarim. As we just said, Yanchu Hashem B'Yom Tzara is Parak Chaf in Tehillim, so it means that there's 19 Kapitel Chaf Tehillim, not 18. So Amar Allah, you should tell him Lama Rag Shugayim Lesu Min Hain. The second parak of Tehillim that starts Lama Rag Shugayim, that's not counted as its own parak of Tehillim. Really, it's just a continuation of the first. So really, there's 18 prakim of Tehillim before Parak Chaf, which is Yanchu Hashem B'Yom Tzara, and that's what the Brachos of Shemona Esrei correspond to. I mean, from here they said, Hamaspal of Lo Nene, if a person davened and he wasn't answered, Tzarech Tainis, he has to fast. In other words, if a person davened Shemona Esrei and he wasn't answered, so what's the Parak of Tehillim which comes right after 18? The Parak of Tehillim starts, Yanchu Hashem B'Yom Tzara. Hashem should answer you on a day of Tzara, which means that a person should fast and Hashem will answer him. And Amar Rav Mana, he says, Remez l'Talmud Chacham sha'adam tzarech lo yomer l'Rabbi tishma tfilascha. This is a hint to a Talmud Chacham that a person should tell his Rebbe, Hashem should listen to your tefillah. Because the words Yanchu Hashem B'Yom Tzara, literally translated, mean Hashem should answer you on your day of Tzara. We're not asking Hashem to answer us. It's like we're telling somebody else, oh, Hashem should answer you when you have a day of Tzara. So Rav Mana is learning from here that a Talmud Chacham should tell his Rebbe, Hashem should answer you when you daven. Now here's our second explanation why we have 18 brachas of Shemona Esrei. Amar Siman, he says, Keneged Shemona Esrei Cholia Shebeshadra. They correspond to the 18 vertebrae of the spine. Shebeshasha Adam Oimenu Mispal. When a person stands and davens, Tzarech L'Shuach B'Kulon, he has to bow with all of them, meaning when a person bows during Shemona Esrei at the beginning and at Moedim, so he has to bow to the extent where all the chulias of his shedra, where all the vertebrae of his spine are going to protrude. Matam, what's the source? The pasuk says, all my bones shall speak, Hashem, who is like you. When a person's vertebrae at their spine are protruding, it's as if all of his bones are speaking. And Amar Balevi, he gives a third explanation of why we have 18 brachas of Shemona Esrei. Keneged Shemona Esrei Hazkara is Shekasav B'Havul Hashem B'nei Elim. The 18 brachas correspond to the 18 times it says Hashem's name in the parak of Tehillim, Havul Hashem B'nei Elim, which is what we say right at the end of Kabbalah Shabbos, right before L'Chadaiti. And Rav Chana says, in Yom L'Cha'adam, if a person's going to tell you, Shvasrei Inon, there's 17 brachas in Shemona Esrei, there aren't 18 brachas in Shemona Esrei, so Mem Ches Amar is on top, and more you could tell him, Shalminin, the bracha of Minin, which is Vamal Shinim, Kvar Kavu Chacham B'Yavne, the Chacham already established in Yavne, that we should say it, and that's counted as one of the 18 brachas. Now, Rabbi Lazar Rabbi Yasi, Kumi Rabbi Yasi, Rabbi Lazar Rabbi Yasi asked in front of Rabbi Yasi, but it says in the pasuk, Kel HaKavod Hirim, so we have another mention of Hashem's name in this parak of Tehillim, so that means that there's 19 mentions and not 18 mentions of Hashem's name. So Amalei said, Valtani, we already learned in the Brisa, Kol Shalminim V'Shal Paishim B'Machnia Zaydim, that one that's not Shemona Esrei includes talking about Minim and Paishim in the bracha of Machnia Zaydim, Shal Zakenim Shal Geirim B'Miftach Tzadikim, and he includes the Zakenim and Geirim in the bracha of Tzadikim, and Shal David B'Bani Yerushalayim, and the bracha of David, which is Es Samach David, in the bracha of B'Bani Yerushalayim. So since we're including other things in these brachas, they don't have their own brachas, but they're included in other brachas, that's what this extra Shem Hashem of Kel HaKavod Hirim corresponds to. The Gemara says that can't be because Islacham Esapka L'Chol Chadav V'Chadim and Hoina Adkara. Do you have enough Shemas Hashem for all these things that are being included? It's not one extra thing which is included in a bracha, it's numerous extra things. We have something included in Machnia Zaydim, something included in Tzadikim, and something included in B'nai Yerushalayim.